Alright, I had a couple of little technical issues trying to get the stream up and running, but it does seem to be working right now, so it may well cut out on me again. Apologies if it does, please bear with me. I will restart it as soon as I possibly can. So if it does happen, you might just need to refresh your browser or your app if you're using YouTube. So here we are. Before we get started, let me know. I can see your hellos popping up in chat on my phone. How loud is the music? Is it too loud? Do I need to turn the music down a little bit? Please do let me know. And as we get into the game and we start getting gameplay sounds again, if it's too loud, let me know. I'll mess around with the volume settings a little bit. Right, so here we are, Pure Farming 2018. Big thank you to Ola from Techland, who has very, very kindly given me a full copy of the game today and the Germany DLC as well, so I can do some streaming for you guys tonight, and also we're going to start doing a whole series of videos on this over the next few weeks and months as well. So let's kind of take a look. We have My First Farm. This is the campaign kind of mode, so save your family farm and follow it in your grandfather's footsteps. Complete the tasks and missions, earning experience and cash for the purchase of better and better machinery. Progress and gain access to more advanced crops, and turn your experience into additional profit by fulfilling orders for other farmers. This is intended for novice players. We're going to be doing this in campaign mode on the channel, so this is going to be a video series. We're not going to look at that tonight. We also have farming challenges. So as you can see, we have Montana, Colombia, Italy, Japan, and why isn't Germany in there, unless it's in the add-ons? See, we've got free farming here. This is what most of fans of the genre like. The level of finance you start with is entirely up to you. Want to retain full control of your game? Choose free farming mode and enjoy the freedom to do anything you like. We're going to kind of jump into this in a moment and just have a look around. We also have, as you can see here, the Germany map. And we can actually mess around a little bit with our as well. So let's see what we've got. Let's go with a blue shirt. Oh, we've got cowboy hats. We've got rice hats, beanie hats. Let's just go with a blue cap. I can't give myself a beard. Never mind. What type of shirts? Ooh, wow. That's a brave farmer wearing a shirt like that, I think. Let's go with something a little bit more traditional. And choices of trousers as well. Wow, they are very bright white trousers. We'll stick with just regular jeans, I think. Choices of shoes, either brown or sort of a black colour. We'll go with brown shoes. So how is the volume? Is it too much? Too loud? Please do let me know. I can jump in and we can obviously change some of the volume settings a little bit down here. Actually, yeah, let's just turn it down a little bit. Someone asking how I managed to get this. As I said a few moments ago, Techland have actually very kindly given me an advance copy so that I can get some footage recorded for the channel, and also to do some live streaming for you guys tonight as well. This game isn't actually available for, well, at least here in the UK. Let's see, it is 8:15 PM, so in just under 4 hours here in the UK this will go live. And then it might vary depending on your country as to whether or not you have to wait a little bit longer than that. But it is, essentially less than a day away from release now. So we're going to have a jump into free farming, take a look around, and let's take a look at the Germany map, because this is the pre-order bonus. So this is your last chance to kind of, get this game and get the Germany DLC for free. Obviously, after today, if you want to get it, you'll have to, pay for the Germany DLC if you don't pre-order the game before it goes live. We've got a starting balance of what? Ooh, 25,000, 50, 100, 150. Let's go with 200. We've got choices of weather as well, and a time of day. Let's go morning, and let's just take a look around and see what this looks like. Will this be available at midnight? Yes. This game will go live at midnight here in the UK. For other countries, it may be a little different. So in Europe, which is an hour ahead of us, it's going to be 11 PM for me. So they'll get an hour earlier than me. You guys in the States who are watching, you may have to wait a few extra hours on top before you get it. Once it goes, I think, midnight Eastern time, I think will be when that switchover happens and the game goes live. We will look at a few other different bits and bobs as well, but for get us started, we're just going to have a quick look at Germany here. And this is running on the PS4 standard 1080p. I have got a Pro, but I don't have a 4K display, so I'm just running it in standard mode. It's not enhanced. This is exactly what it will look like for anyone who has a PS4, and should look pretty much the same for an Xbox as well, I would imagine. I tell you what, I get a real sense of size of just how big the equipment actually is. It's one thing I've always noticed, because we don't have an avatar on Farming Simulator. You never really quite get the scope of just how big these pieces, even the small bits, you never really get a sense of just how big they actually are. But look at the size of this plough just sitting here. It's our height. That's pretty impressive. Very, very small little Metal Tech trailer. We're seeing some well-known brands here. There is our Toyota, our officially licensed truck. Right, what are the camera controls? Oh, that's the tablet. So this is our map. How do I zoom out? Zoom out is using the directional buttons. There we go. So this is the Germany map, by the look of it. It's not huge, is it? Let's see, we've got something down here. What is that? Is that an airport? Looks like we've maybe got a dairy. We've got a shop, fuel station, water points, garbage, maybe, I don't know. We'll go and have a drive around. Maybe a sea point. I say we're going to explore and have a look around in a moment. We do have a workshop here by the look of it. That's kind of cool. Obviously, this is our home. Oh, a drone. Can we control a drone? Where is the drone? I want to have a look at this drone. Oh, no, wrong button. There it is. Look at that. We've got a drone. Doesn't look like we can jump. How do I get in there to... Right, so how do we interact with the drone? We've only got the one vehicle that we can interact with. Alright, let's pull up the tablet and see if it actually gives us instructions and controls here. Activate the drone. There we go. So the drone is starting. Can we... Oh, hey, look at this. That's awesome. And I just got a trophy as well. Bird's eye view for activating the drone. Oh, this is cool. I like this. This looks like areas where we can actually build. So we have areas available for us to sort of build expansions. I like that. That's kind of cool. And obviously we just go in and we're going to have to sort of, you know, construct these as we expand our farm. That's a clever idea. Does it run fine? So far, yeah, absolutely fine. I've had no issues whatsoever. I mean, obviously we haven't really done much, but I'm having a look around, and it looks to be a dealership, maybe, perhaps, a shop. I like this drone mode. This is awesome. More City Skylines from Marvin B. City Skylines will be returning to the channel soon. There is actually DLC dropping tomorrow, so I'll be downloading that and taking a look at it. There's our silos. Look, oh, looks like we're going out of range. This is pretty cool. I like this. Alright, let's turn off the drone. Very funky. For those of you asking, yes, this will release at midnight, local time for you guys. So, the Flying Dutchman 88 in the Netherlands, yes, it'll go live for you at midnight your time, which will be 11 o'clock for me. Here in the UK, for the rest of you guys in the UK, it'll go live at midnight here for us. In the States, I think it'll go live around about 5 a.m. for us here in the UK. So that'll be, what, midnight Eastern time. And so for you guys on the West Coast using Pacific Standard Time, then you're looking at 9 o'clock when it should go live, 9 o'clock this evening. That's kind of the rough idea, I think, of the time. Oh, automatic doors. Very pretty. Maybe this is our silo here. Oh, canola storehouse, look. It's actually telling us 0% canola in here. Right, let's see what these vehicles handle like. That's going to be a big, important test. We've got a Kubota just over here. So let's jump in there. I wish I knew how to change camera view. Cycle camera. There we go. Ooh. So this is the interior. Got a little touchpad interface there, and obviously that's our tablet, which is this. It's not bad, is it? Detail-wise, I mean, it looks all crisp and sharp. This is... this is just standard 1080p. This isn't an enhanced. This isn't in 4K. This is just regular PS4 footage. So this is what it will look like on a PS4. This is what it should look like on an Xbox. And as you can see, it's running nice and smooth. Looks pretty nice. We don't appear to have... Oh, yes, we can. As with Farming Simulator, we can zoom the camera in and out as well using the up and down arrows on the D-pad. That's good. And it's just, you know, press right on the D-pad to toggle your available cameras. So, got a bit of a roll on it, look. Right, let's take a look at the store. Quite like this little tablet style of interaction. That's pretty cool. So what do we got? We've got the Zeta Major, the Landini Tracker, Landini 5115H, Proxima. We've got one of those in Farming Sim, haven't we? A Forterra, a modern day Crystal. Very nice. A McCormick, more Landinis. Here we are, the JCB Fast Tracks. People have been asking if these were going to be around. They're cheap, look, as well. 90,000 and 102,000. That is very cheap. Let's take a look at the information here. So, not designed for field work. Their powerful engines allow them to quickly move heavy loads, making them an ideal replacement for trucks. Ah. Interesting. We've got the Agramash Ruslan, which is the big beastie that we've seen in some of the screenshots. A real track-clad monster ready for every challenge. There's no task too difficult for the Ruslan, so don't worry about wearing it out. And we've got a little McCormick here as well. the smallest of all tractors available in the game. Oh, we just got rammed by a van there. Will prove useful in all basic field and orchard tasks that don't require much power. Oh, we're getting honked at as well. Oh, I like that. Impatient people giving us the hurry up. Right, so yeah, this is our map. Let's see if we can kind of figure out exactly what else we've got in here. Functionalities. So we've got player status, travel. So we can move around from place to place. Obviously we've got the shop, we've got statistics, just the home tab. Encyclopedia. There are hidden icons for us to collect, or hidden loots, as you can see. We've got sapphires. Do we have any fields that currently have crop on? I don't think we do. Oops. Knocked over one of these bollards here. It's a little bit slow to turn the camera. I mean, it's slow in Farming Sim as well, unless you kind of ramp that speed up a bit. Hopefully we'll be able to change that in the settings to enable us to move and pan the camera a little bit faster. That tractor roll is a little bit weird as well. I'm not used to seeing that. Right, so we're back at the farm. Let's try doing a little bit of ploughing. How easy is it going to be to connect up to this? Attach rear device R1. There we go. So let's take a look at the map. Where is our field? There it is. So we need to kind of head around here. Oh, seeing a little bit of a flicker on the screen there. That's a bit of a shame. Hopefully that gets... oh, it's the exhaust. That's what it is. It's the way the exhaust is reacting. And some of those textures, you can see it's giving us a little bit of blur in front of us to represent, you know, obviously the heat coming out of the exhaust. So you can see there it's distorting the look of the plough, but it's also causing a few texture issues there in the background with the foliage. I'm sure that'll get patched. We won't have to worry about that. I mean, this game is literally brand new. Nothing ever releases without some small bugs. So let's check out this brand new... Oh, we don't actually own this field. Gave us the option to buy it a second ago. There we go. How much is this? 10,000. That's cheap. So the economy is very, very different to what we're used to. How do I activate my plough? I have absolutely no idea how to drop the plough here. I suppose we really should actually... We should take a look at some of the how to actually play the game. I have no idea how to play any of this, so let's jump out of this. We've had a quick look at some of this, so let's go. I was going to do a series, but just for today, just to give us a first look, we'll actually go into the campaign so we know how to play, because that's kind of important, I think. Intended for novice players. My head is too much.
My grandpa was a hard-working man. He loved his farm. It was his whole life. When I spent my holidays with him, he would let me help with all the work in the fields. At that time, I didn't realize that he was slowly inspiring me with his passion. The years passed, and I saw my grandpa less and less. I wanted to get away and go to the countryside as often as I could. Unfortunately, my dad was opposed to it. He thought that agriculture had no future, and that I'd only waste my time. And so my grandpa died before a decent successor stepped in. He left an open will and a debt-ridden farm. It seems that nobody wants to leave their urban comforts behind. I'm the only person who wants to save my family heritage. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but in my heart, I'm sure I can do it. I have no doubt I'll be getting my hands dirty at the beginning. There's no time to waste. Let's get to work.
Yes, let's get to work. Do you feel like you've accomplished everything on your farm? Would you like to try something new? A farmer's life isn't limited to Montana, so we're starting in Montana then, by the look of it. Foreign markets are waiting for you. Try your hand at managing coffee plantations, vineyards, and olive orchards. Alright, so here we go. We're on the farm, and this is going to teach us how to play, which I suppose is kind of important. Let's read our emails. We have emails, apparently. Our grandfather's debt, which we took over along with his legacy, has been formally assigned to the bank account to the amount of $275,000. Alright, it is quite a lot, but I am honestly convinced that you'll pay it off sooner than you think. For now, this is your main objective. Of course, it will require a lot of effort and skill in the running of the farm. In order to make it easier for you to manage the loan, I am developing an application adapted to your tablet. Once it is ready, you'll be able to repay the minimum amount at any time, which is $27.50. Of course, you can get more loans if you believe it's necessary, but keep in mind that your debt will grow. Act prudently and use the funds only for profitable investment projects. Okay, let's take a look at the second email. Let's get some fresh air when you're ready to go outside and familiarise yourself with your surroundings. Walking and running is with the left stick, looking around with the right stick. Well, that's kind of obvious, we can figure that one out. Doors automatically open, that's kind of cool. We've got another email just for walking out the front door. Navigation. These regions of Montana are rather expensive, so it's worthwhile familiarising yourself with the navigation system. It will help you to locate the next task markers or lead you to a point of interest. The most crucial element is the mini-map located in the lower left corner of the screen. Okay, so... there we go, look. Go to the indicated location. See it pulsing away on the map there. Okay, another new email. An up-to-date version of the map has been uploaded and installed on your tablet. You now have to access the map for the whole region. Your goal is to get to the potato storehouse number 1. Okay, so... oh, wow, that's quite a big looking map. Obviously areas to unload and unlock, as it's showing us where we need to go. Which one of those storehouse? That's just shed 3. It's got to be marked somewhere. Find the potato storehouse. Okay, well that's obviously a grain storehouse there. What's this? Egg warehouse. Grass storage. That's got to be water, I think. Yeah, water. Vegetables and fruit storage for everything except potatoes. That's obviously the shop. Where is our potato storage? That's fertilizer shop. The creamery. That's not a prison, is it? Oh, it's the bank. Yeah. Mayonnaise factory. Okay. That must be one of our sell points then, I'm guessing. Butcher. Grain warehouse number 1. Water. Auto wash. Fuel station. Is this it? That's vegetables and fruits 2. Where's the potatoes? What am I missing? Alright, let's just check this email again. I'm missing the point somewhere. There you will see a function. Ah, so press L1 in the map window. Okay, so I did miss something. Alright. Maps. L1. Potato storage. There's 2 of them. Okay, so press triangle to set a waypoint. Let's drive there. Ooh, it looks very fancy in here. I said this is Toyota, didn't I? I meant to say Mitsubishi. There's a new email. Okay, so now that you're familiar with movement and navigation, it's high time then that we checked out the equipment your grandfather has managed to leave us. Go to the shed located in front of the farmhouse. You can see we've actually got a marker already placed for us this time. Okay, is it going to complain because I've parked on the marker? I think it is. Okay, let's start with the basics completed. Oh, we've still got that marker that we need to get rid of, haven't we? Sheds. Sheds are used to store machinery, it's not currently being used, blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about it for now. Don't plan to. Wear and tear of vehicles. All the vehicles you can drive are subject to wear and tear, but you can repair them. The Zeta you inherited from your grandfather is parked under the shelter, but unfortunately it's in rather poor technical condition and must be repaired, so you have to take it to the workshop. Your grandfather made a good choice by always having a workshop on the farm, and it seems he knew how important it is to take care of the vehicles. You surely know that something is going to break. It always happens at the least expected moment. Someone's asked, why can't you have the camera on the player? I don't know, actually. I think it's just a deliberate choice to actually have an avatar. I think it's just something they're trying to do to maybe stand apart from Farming Simulator. I don't mind it. I kind of like it. It's taking a little getting used to, but it's not too bad. Right, so let's get in our tractor. Does this game have wipers on consoles? I wouldn't have thought so. Right, where is the workshop? It's right in front of us, isn't it? Can we... Yeah, look at that. Auto drive in. Oops. New email. Basic controls. How to zoom in and out on the camera. Mechanics computer. Inspections and repairs are conducted using the mechanics computer. After stopping the vehicle on the jack, get out and approach the computer. Then connect the tablet and check the condition of the vehicle. Okay. Oops, there's a bit more to the email, I think. Oh no, that was it. So let's go and connect to our computer. Oh, this is cool. So you actually see a breakdown of all the different parts that need to be repaired. That's nice. I like that. We actually have to manage, you know, the lifting system, the suspension wheels, the drive system, and the engine all completely separately. That's pretty cool. And then obviously you can just fix all of them if you want, or if you're kind of hard up for cash, you can just fix one specific thing. So let's repair everything. There we go. That's another trophy. Maybe you can fix it. So if you're getting a big black box popping up on the screen, that's why it's blocking out the trophy pop. Right, more emails. Using the mechanic's computer. Yeah, well, we've just done that. That's pretty easy. Regular inspections. Tractor is ready to work. It is good to conduct inspections regularly and take care of your vehicles. If it's not repaired, your vehicles will use up more gas, become harder to steer, slower, and trailers cannot be attached as well. Okay, so there are definite consequences. It's not just a case of it might switch itself off once in a blue moon. You know, there are some definite consequences to not repairing your vehicles. That's good. Otherwise, what's the point in having repairs? Head-to-head with the machine. We've learned how to drive. You also need to know how to take care of machines so they don't let you down. You've probably noticed the crops in the field nearby are ready to be harvested. In order to do that, you'll need a combine and a header. You probably know all that, so let's get moving. Let's move on and getting used to operating the machine. Okay. I suppose we need to move this out of the way again. Back this straight up into the shed again. Let's check out the Palace combine. It's big, isn't it? In terms of how big we are. Pretty basic interior, but you know, the details we do have in here are all crisp and sharp enough. I do kind of like how we always have this tablet to hand, mounted on a little stand there. That's pretty cool. Right, another new email. The basics of driving a combine. As you can see, the combine is ready to go. You drive it just like any other vehicle. At the moment, however, there is little you can do with it, so when you're ready, attach the header you can find near the shed. So L1 to attach. Okay. Header's around this corner by the look of it. You'll recognise that little Metaltech DB8 there by the look of it. Oh, it's a DB6. Or is it a DB6? Is it just a DB8 with a... Take a look. Yeah, it is. It's the DB8. It's the same one that we've got on Farming Sim, and it looks very different as well. And look how big this thing looks. It looks tiny, tiny, tiny on Farming Simulator, because we never get the perspective of seeing a person standing next to it. But look at the size of that thing. That's huge. So let's attach the header. Another new email. I think this is becoming a little tedious, having to constantly open the tablet to read these emails. It would be better if it popped an info box on the screen, I think. So L1 and circle to detach. Okay, so let's go to the field. That's our next sort of waypoint. Speaking of waypoints, let's get rid of the one that we dropped by the potatoes. How do I get rid of this triangle? There we go. Can I cheat for money like Farming Simulator? I doubt it. Maybe in the future when mods start getting made, then PC guys will be able to get it. Console guys, we may well get some form of mods in the future, but it's not going to be for a while, and I doubt that we'll get a money cheat mod, at least not for quite some time. Another new email. Using the combine. L1 and square to turn it on. Also, we can use the header by using the right stick. That's different. And then turning on the header is separate from turning on the harvesting mechanism. Interesting. Terrier 930, is this out? Depending on where you are in the world. Australia, yes. Here in the UK, no, not for another 3¼ hours. This is an advanced copy given to me by Techland. And, for the guys in the States, a little bit longer than that. adjust accordingly as to where you are. It'll go out midnight local time. Right, so holding down L1, you can see it's actually got all the controls popped along the bottom. So turn the harvesting mechanism on. Interesting. Unfold. That's wow. That's different. You control it with your right stick and L1. It's not like Farming Sim, is it? It's just an automatic motion after you have to do this manually. So I guess we start harvesting. Is my header down? No, it's not. There we go. Straw texture's not too bad. What's it look like going through the header? It's focusing on... You can't really see it go through the header. Let's take a quick look at the crop texture itself as well. See what that looks like up close. It looks pretty decent. I like that we can walk through it like this and actually see how tall it is. See my head poking out. And automatically walking over the field will pull up the information about it, whether it's been ploughed, sowed, cultivated, fertilised, irrigated and sprayed. So, as with some of these other games that we've seen, like Real Farm, like Pure Farm, sorry, not Pure Farming, this is Pure Farming, like Professional Farmer and Farm Expert and all those other games on PC and some of which are on console, it's more than just spray your fields to fertilise them. You actually have to, irrigate them as well as, treat them for fungicides and things like that. Looks like we do have a little taskbar above our head to show progress. Need to unfold. There we go. Turn the harvesting mechanism on. You don't actually see the animation of straw coming out the back. It literally just plops onto the field. So that's a bit different. I do like we do get this dust effect. That's kind of nice though. It definitely doesn't have the same sort of polish that Farming Sim has got, but let's not forget this is Techland's first attempt, and from what I've seen so far, I mean, Real Farm had potential, but it turned out to be a little bit of a hot mess. It was pretty terrible in a number of ways, and it has been improved, but it's still not a great game. Oh look, there is a little bit of straw coming out the back. This is a lot more polished, and for a first attempt, it's a lot better than Tedesco managed with Real Farm, that's for sure. And I think if this franchise does well enough to stick around and become a regular thing, then I think we could have, in a few years, a real serious contender for Farming Simulator, for those of us that like to just do, free farming. I mean, the main sort of selling point of this game is going to be the other game modes. So it's going to be the ability to do all those extra different crops, to be able to go off and do, orchards and all the different types of equipment and harvesting that we can do that just isn't available in Farming Sim. And it looks as though it's going to have a little bit more sort of detail in terms of the way that we can work the fields. As I say, there's more steps involved than there is with Farming Simulator. So it's going to have its own unique sell points. Graphically, as I say, it's not quite I don't think on the same... It hasn't got the same level of polish and finesse that Giants has got with Farming Simulator, but as I say, this is a first attempt from Techland. This is their debut onto their first foray into the farming genre. Giants have been around for years. Many, many, many years. And have released many, many games. And each one has got better and better and better. And I have no doubt that this will continue to do that as well as it progresses. It's not quite there just yet in terms of its visual appeal. It's way, way too early to comment on the gameplay. I've been playing this for what, half an hour, so it's way too soon to comment on the game itself. But in terms of its first appearance, it's done a pretty good job. So we have 52% of the crops remaining. So what's that progress bar at the top then? Oh, there we go. That's it. Apparently that was our first job complete. We only had to do half the field. Each combine harvester has a container in which the crop is stored. The white gauge in the lower right corner shows how full it is. It seems that there's hardly any space left. Oh, I see. So it's a stop point so that we don't... so that we can empty the combine. Okay. If that's the case, let's turn off the harvesting mechanism. Let's raise the header. Let's move this out the way a bit. Let's go grab the Kubota and a trailer so we can come and empty this. See what the empty mechanics look like. Just looking at this ground texture with the sort of the remains of the straw, and I tell you what, it's not bad. I mean, it's still not quite realistic, but I think it actually looks a little bit better. It looks more like, especially from certain angles, it actually looks more like the remains of fields than we see on Farming Simulator. I'm not sure about this straw. The straw looks a bit iffy, but I kind of like the stubble that's left. Someone asking, aren't there mods for Farming Simulator that allow you to do the same functions as pure farming with the fields? On PC, yes, not on console. You know, this is a PS4 live stream. I'm a PS4 player. We don't have access to hardly any of those mods at all, and we probably never will either. So this is very much kind of a stream for people to see what this is going to look like on console, because this is going to be, I think, the main sort of audience for the game is going to be the people who don't have access to all these additional features on console, and probably never will, through Farming Simulator, at least not with the current. Maybe we'll see what happens with 19, but so let's park up. It's a little wonky, but do we automatically unload? Let's see. Pouring the crops. So we've got to get back in L1 and R to operate the discharging pipe. Well, we've kind of done that, haven't we? Let's make my way around here. Oh, we've got to be inside the combine for it to actually start filling. Let's take a look at the texture. It's a bit different, isn't it? In terms of the pour fill, or the pour mechanic, it looks a little bit different. Pour texture. Can I get inside the? There's no way to jump, unfortunately, so I can't actually climb into the back of the trailer and have a look. Can I reposition the camera a little bit? Zoom in on what that looks like. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Right, let's get back in the combine, finish harvesting this field. Let's take a look at some of your recent comments as well. Yeah, I think we've answered most of those questions already as we've been moving along. If you do have any other questions, do keep them coming. I will try and respond as best I can. Obviously, this is my first real look at the game. I've seen little bits of footage here and there, but I knew I'd be getting an advanced copy, so I've been kind of waiting. Straw cut and straw dump. Okay, let's try doing that, see what happens here. There is no cruise control that I've discovered just yet. Oh, there we go, look. Instead of doing a straw swath, we can just dump it out the back. Now, I don't know if that's going to make a difference to fertilising, but it has made it very, very cloudy as a result. Much, much cloudier on the screen now. Someone's saying it'll be good for Giants to have some competition. I completely agree. Competition drives you forward. It drives you to improve and innovate, and not just get complacent and stay in the same kind of position. You know, you're constantly being pushed to improve your games if you have direct competition. That's why Battlefield and Call of Duty, when they go head to head every year, they're always pushing each other and they're driving the franchises on, not always in the right direction, but they're always trying to innovate because they're always worried about the competition. Giants have had it kind of easy for quite some time, and it's possible they may have become a little complacent, where we've seen a lot of innovations and things done in small budget studio games that Giants still haven't done in Farming Simulator. And I think this is going to be the best of the rest. I think Giants is definitely going to still have the best-selling game without a shadow of a doubt, but this is going to be a good little seller. I think this game's going to do quite well, and it's definitely going to position itself, at least on console anyway. I can't speak for the PC market. I don't have a PC, and obviously in that case you're probably looking at maybe cattle and crops, but this is definitely going to position itself as the second place, the contender on consoles. Can I hire workers? Yes, you can, but I don't think you can at the moment, because this is sort of a tutorial section of the campaign, so it's teaching you how to use the equipment yourself. But yes, you can hire workers. That option did come up. I haven't seen a worker in action yet. We will see that over the coming weeks as I actually take on a farm from scratch and run a series on that. I'm going to try and do some daily uploads for you, so there'll be new farming content from Pure Farming every day, at least for the next couple of weeks, and then we might slow it down to just a few times a week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. Equipment sounds aren't bad, but I haven't really heard that much of them. I've been trying to keep the volume on the TV down so that it doesn't echo back through the mic. Again, it's a little bit early for me to kind of comment on volume sounds just yet. You guys might be able to hear a little bit better than I can. Is it any good? Well, again, it's early days. It's very early days, but it's not bad. I mean, Sedesco's Real Farm tried, but didn't succeed. It was okay, but it was very much a don't pay full price for this game. Wait for a sale, and even then, wait for a good sale. This, I actually quite like this, but again, like I said, we're talking half an hour to 45 minutes worth of kind of fumbling around and then getting engaged with the tutorial section. So it's way too early to say if it's a good game or a bad game, because we're still learning the basics of how to actually operate everything. But it's got all the signs that it's going to be a pretty good game. just don't expect it to go head to head with Giants, because it's not the same. It has a different look and a different feel to it. It's getting night time, I think. See the lights coming on. Just finish this last little bit of the field. Be a shame to waste that last little section of crop. There we go. So let's turn off the header. I do actually, must admit, I do like the fact that we have independent controls for the harvester itself and the header. In terms of, you have to turn both bits on. It's not a case of just turning on, the harvester and, it'll automatically power the header. Let's pipe out. See if we can get another look at this fill texture. Camera zooms in and keeps zooming in. It's a little awkward trying to get it positioned right. There we go. The container has been emptied. We have another new email. I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I've just got this default of trying to operate it like a Farming Simulator 17 combine. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Let's take a look at these new emails. Attaching the trailer, we'll just read that. We've done that. Crop storage. Well done, farmer. Let's move on to the next stage. Storing the gathered crops in the granary. Drive to the unloading ramp in the centre of the storehouse so the trailer ends up more or less in the middle, and then just offload the crops. R1 and triangle. So that's the same. Remember that you can stockpile different types of crop in the grain store. Okay. Well, I suppose we should put this away, or at least get it off the field at any rate. Ideally, we should clean it before we put it away, especially that header. The header looks filthy. Our wheels are looking a bit dirty as well. Do I have a torch? I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay, so but you can see. Let's see if we can get some light around here. Look how muddy that looks, and that dirt actually looks pretty nice. That looks like proper 3D dirt, even though it's, well, I suppose it might be 3D dirt. It's hard to see. Oops, that's my ear. Yeah, that dirt looks actually pretty nice, and the wheels look a bit nice and muddy. You can see it splotching up on bits of the combine as well. Not a bad job with the dirt textures, I think, there. Let's get that grain off the field. Any interior lights in the cab? I don't know, actually. I don't think so. Have I checked out the animal areas? Not yet, but I will be in the future. Right, let's see if I can figure out my controls. So L1, that's the front. You can see, if we look at the tractor in the bottom right corner, you can see L1 highlights the front lift, R1 highlights the rear lift. L1 and R1 together seems to highlight them both. It doesn't do anything. Right, let's take a quick look at the controls. So, doesn't say anything about lights. Oh, hello. We have got wipers. I have no idea how someone asked, have we got wipers on console? I said, probably not. Apparently we do. I have absolutely no idea how I turn those on or how to turn them off. Oh, there we go. L1 and R1 together. Circle turns on the wipers. Triangle controls your lights. So that's front lights. That's wide beam front lights. Then you get the rear lights. So you've got front, then front full beam, and then you've got the rear lights. And then you've got... Oh, look, the rear mower's going as well. Look, the rear wiper. That's really cool. I kind of want it to rain now so I can see what the effect is in cab of the rain and how effective the wipers are. Someone's just pointed out that the minimap shows the wind. Notice that. That is a nice little touch. You're right. Right, so grain store. Here we go. Look, straight in front of us. Okay, so let's drop the grain. Kind of like the animation of the tip. That's nice. Right, more emails again. I think this would be better if instead of constantly emailing the tablet, it popped the information just on the screen for you, at least in the tutorial anyway. Crops have been added to the silo. You can take them out, back out and return them to the trailer. To transfer the crops back from the granary, just park the trailer under the silo chute and load them up. R1 and square. Granary can be further expanded by adding 2 additional silos. Just press triangle when near the storehouse. It will substantially increase its storage capacity. I think we're alright for now, but let's look for the pipe. And let's see what those lights look like outside the cab as well. Pretty good visibility. Yeah, look at that, look. Turn the windscreen wipers on. That's really cool. Oh, and look, we can speed time up as well. All the way up to times 15. We can choose exactly how fast or how slow we have it in one time, in increments of 1. So from 1 to all the way up to 15. So what was it? L1? No, it was R1, wasn't it? R1, and there's the wheat. Sell £13,669. So it's in weight rather than litres. Sell the pounds at the crop purchase centre. Right, where is the crop purchase centre? If you decide to leave unmanaged wheat, it will be gone after 3 days. Okay, so it looks like long-term storage is not encouraged in this. It's harvest and then sell it pretty much straight away or within the first couple of days. You've got 3 days and then gone. Can we open the doors on the vehicles? I'm not seeing any controls to do that, and when we get in we literally just teleport outside the vehicle and then teleport inside, so I don't think the door's open. Who knows, maybe in the future they'll do an update and that will happen, but it's not there at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, we need to find the grain purchase place, don't we? That's the shop. Ah, there we go, look, it's flashing all the way down here. That's our target location. So now we get to kind of explore. Oh, and there, I can see the symbol on the screen now, look. Oh, hang on. Turn on cruise control. Okay, square. Nope. Oh, you've got to be driving. So, so this is a bit like Real Farm, where you set cruise control based on how fast you're going. Yeah, so you have to accelerate up to the speed you want to go, then hit cruise control. I see. So if you want to go faster, you have to accelerate again, then hit cruise control. Okay, That makes sense. It's a shame you can't manually increase or decrease cruise control speed while it's on. You know, it's either on or it's off, but I suppose like this it's a little bit more realistic. Have we got a cover for the trailer? No. Doesn't look like we do. No cover. No beacons either, at least not on this particular tractor. Or indicators, for that matter. So again, maybe these are features that will be added in the future. I imagine there must be beacons on some vehicles, but we don't have any beacons on this tractor. And there's no controls popping up for indicators. I do hope we do get those in the future. We just obviously don't have those features right now. Can we go faster than 16 miles an hour? We are pulling a load of grain and it's only a little tractor. 18 is the fastest I've gone with the with this trailer at the back at the moment. Oh, we hit a hill that slowed me right down. There we go, cruise control reactivated. It does feel nice and dark when you're driving around at night. But it is slow. Only 18 miles an hour. We need a faster, more powerful tractor, I think. Hopefully we'll get the chance to buy one of those in a moment. It's almost a shame as well that we've come down this way in the night time. We can't really see it. Right, let's drive in and sell. And there we go. We have sold. We've only gained $3,333. We have a new email. What do we have? Stores. You just turned a tidy profit from your cash crops. That's the gist of it. To generate income and expand your business, it's probably the right moment to make your first serious purchases. When you're ready, head to the local market where you can buy some machinery. Excellent. Make sure to refuel your vehicles at the gas stations, park next to the gas pump and press X. Business application. I have installed a new shop application on your tablet. It will give you access to the banking tool mentioned earlier, and it will help you manage your bank loans. Thanks to additional tools in the application, you'll be able to buy and sell agricultural produce, check the current stock market prices, or order fuel for your machinery. Remember that using this service will be 20 to 50% more expensive than doing the work yourself. Ah, okay. That's quite a big markup, anywhere between 20 and 50%. So we need to drive to the store, don't we? I'm going to take this back to the farm, which means another long, slow journey. We're at 21 miles an hour at the moment. Let's set cruise control, and it's dipped to 19. We're just going up a hill, that's why. And then we'll jump into the Mitsubishi and we'll drive over in the truck, which should be a fair bit faster than our tiny little Kubota here. Oh no, this is a Zeta, isn't it? I think it's a Zeta. Yeah, this is a Zeta. It's the major. There is the petrol station. I said to make sure we refuel. Let's just try that. Oh, hello. Automatic wash. Let's have a drive through. Do we get any funky animations? It might not like the fact that I've got the trailer in here as well. Is this the control box? Start washing. $75. Wow. Oh, it's closed. I can't see. Ah. But I did just get a new trophy called Brand New. Obviously for cleaning my machinery. I think we just set the thing on fire. Look at this steam coming out the back of it. There we go. Trailer and vehicle have been cleaned. How do I get back in? Or is it the other door that's open? How do I get in? Oh, no, there we go. Automatically opens up. Look at that. Oh, brand new and clean and shiny. Right. Let's try out the refuel mechanics as well. While we make our way back. So we're supposed to just park up and then press X. Oh, we just pull up alongside. Refill. I'm actually looking to see where my fuel gauge is on my tractor. We've got a little bit of light here so we can get a slightly closer look at the detail in the tractor. And actually, it's a pretty nice looking model, isn't it? Not bad. I mean, we've got painted on indicators. They're not real, but you know, our other lights are real. Wheels look a little bland. They've also got no tyre details. But yeah, that's not too bad. Paint job looks quite nice. Yeah, we've got some plastic moulding detail there by the look of it, rather than working moving parts. But again, this is a small model, so maybe we'll see some on some of the bigger, larger, more impressive machinery. Alright, let's get our lights back on. Continue making our way back to the farm. Alright, set cruise control. Let's take a quick look at some of your questions. Probably been mentioned a bunch, but when is the release date for consoles? It goes live at midnight local time. So here in the UK it's now 9:20, which means it goes live in just under 3 hours. Just over 2.5 hours it'll go live in the UK. I've obviously got an advanced copy thanks to Techland. And you know, again, local time for whichever country you're in. So Europe will actually get it an hour before the UK. America will get it 5 hours after the UK, and so on and so forth. Australia's already had it for many, many hours. Is it for everyone? Because I can't find it on the store and I'm in Canada. I have heard that some people in North America have been struggling to actually... Hello? What the... It's a street cleaner, look. That's just completely random. Just seeing a street cleaner pull up and then refuel and then just drive off again. I didn't expect that. Sorry, that just threw me. I did not expect to see that at all. I'm kind of lost now. Where am I? Where am I going? This way. Welcome to Montana. Yeah, I've heard some people in North America haven't been able to find it on the PlayStation Store. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. I don't know why that would be the case. I've heard Some people in America have been able to pre-order it, some people haven't. I don't have any idea what would be causing that issue. I don't have the American store, I have the European store, the UK store, so it's been available to pre-order on the UK store for months and months and months. The full game on its own is £35, £34.99, available for pre-order on the UK store, and there is a digital deluxe edition which is £44.99, which comes with the same Germany pre-order DLC bonus and the custom avatar pack where we've been able to change our appearance. That comes as standard with the game as well. And then the digital deluxe version also includes some additional tractors, the names of which off the top of my head I honestly can't remember. But there's a couple of Landinis in there. I think there's a Zeta in there as well, and a McCormick. So there's a few different things that are available if you get the digital deluxe version, and that is actually, normally $44.99 is actually 10% off if you're a PlayStation Plus member as well. So that's $40.49, I think. Hello to those of you who have just joined the stream. We're just taking a look at Pure Farming. This goes live in about 2.5 hours here in the UK, a little bit longer, in other places of the world. Just kind of trying out a few different things. We seem to have forgot to stop at the store. We've just gone straight at the farm. We've gone straight to the store here. I've got this weird kind of blue line in front of us. I think that's a deliberate barrier to stop us from going past the store. I think this is, if we look at the mini-map, when I say the mini-map, if we pull up the map, you can see we've got this kind of like fog of war area. We haven't unlocked, past, this little section here. So this is what we've got access to, and that barrier there that we see in front of us is indicating this area is locked off. Obviously, we'll unlock that as we progress. But let's drive into the store. Okay, another new email. Purchasing of machinery. You have reached the place where you can buy agricultural machinery and equipment. Approach the sales executive and press triangle to enter the store browser. All machinery and equipment pieces are sorted into different categories. After selecting a category, a list of the shop's offers will appear. Select X to buy. Go ahead, make your first investment. Buy the Sipma WA600 Delphin water cistern. We'll find it under trailers, and the Akpil sprayer under others. Okay, so I guess we have to get out. There he is. Look, there is our sales executive standing, arms folded, waiting to speak to us. So we want under trailers, wasn't it? The Delphin water trailer. You can see it's greyed out all the other ones, so we can't buy the wrong thing. Some big stuff here, look at that. Big semi-trailers. I've got a low loader. Bale trailer. Just take a look at actually some of the other categories as well. So obviously we've had a quick look at the tractors already. You can see, we've got a few there. Let's take a look at combines. So we've got the Gonsal Mash, the Agra Mash, another Gonsal Mash, and then a forage harvester. That looks to be our olive harvester, I think. Oh, that's rice harvesting. That's the grape and olive harvesting machine. Coffee harvesting. And another one for grape and olive harvesting. Cultivation. Well, these are plows, not cultivators. Here we go. Here's some cultivators. Look. Some interesting looking equipment here. Looks like we've got some manure spreaders in the cultivation as well. So there's a lot of stuff all grouped into cultivation. This is supposed to be an other. That's the trailer that I think we're supposed to buy. Transportation. So we've got a couple of different choices of Mitsubishi. Different colours, basically. Some DAF trucks. In other, we've got a feed mixer, forage wagon, mowers, bale wrapper by the look of it. I think that's just gone live, actually. A mod of that has just gone live on Farming Simulator 17, I think. Round baler, windrower, another bale wrapper, bale loader, and orchard sprayer. I wonder what that was. And then you've got loaders and weights as well. Some interesting little tools. Right, let's get what we need. So we need this. Is that right? Is that what we need? The XL SAD? Yes, yeah, that is what we want. Okay. So we want one of those. 12,900. The economy is very, very different to Farming Simulator. Very different indeed. And what was the other thing we needed? It was in trailers, wasn't it? There it is. The water container. Okay, so we've got 2 emails. Let's grab a drink. Now with your 2 new devices you are able to do more work. This will certainly come in handy during the campaign. The more of equipment that you own, the more tasks you can complete. They are particularly useful for taking on additional tasks offered by fellow farmers who may be in need of help. So contracting basically is when we want to do some field work for other players. Okay, easy enough. It'd be sensible to haul your new machines to your farm. This way you'll always know where they're at. Well, duh. Let's move on to a very important matter. I've done a quick sweep of the surrounding farms, and I must say that your grandfather wasn't the only one coping with crisis-related problems. Most of the neighbouring farmers need help. What's more, they're willing to pay extra for any completed tasks. They're hard-pressed to save their livelihoods, and that's understandable, given the shortage of manpower. I'll take care of looking for any farmers who may need a helping hand. If I happen to find any such folks, I'll send you a message, and their locations will be marked on your navigation system. So it doesn't look like we can just go up and take a job at any point. It looks as though perhaps we have to wait for a job to be sent to us and then we can choose whether or not we want to do it. We'll see if that is actually the case or not. And shopping app. I've just installed a new shopping app on your tablets. 20% price increase if we purchase and have it automatically... I'm guessing it would automatically deliver? Yes, look, there we go. From now on, you can make your purchases remotely from any location, and your new machinery will be delivered to any shed that you own, but it will cost you 20% more. It's quite a markup. But I actually like that. I like the fact that if you go and get it, you get a cheaper price, and if you have it delivered, it makes sense. Right, we need to get this equipment back to the farm, don't we? And yeah, we already have a trailer here, so we need to drop this off and then shuttle this equipment back. And we have been given a contract job, look. Tell you what, we'll leave that equipment where it is for now. We'll drop this trailer off, and I'm going to drop it off just here, out of the way. There we go, and let's go and find this farmer. Check in with him. Everyone's just standing there, so stern, aren't they, with their arms folded across their chest. You have to stop the vehicle as well before you get out. You can't just jump out while it's in motion like we can in Farm Sim. I suppose that makes sense. Another task awaits our location. Help in the orchard. Hello friend, I need help in my orchard. If you're willing to lend me a hand, I promise to pay you well. Unfortunately, the employee from a different state who was supposed to help at the farm is not answering the telephone or responding to emails. I assume he gave up. his loss. What do you say? Will you help me out? We've got 24 hours to complete the task. What do we have to do? Attach the water trailer, fill it with water, fill the orchards tank, connect the sprayer, fill the sprayer with fertilizer. That's a lot to do. That is quite a lot to do. Someone apparently tried to post a link in the comments. Yeah, sorry, I have... my channel just automatically flags anything with a link. So, I'm sorry about that. You can't post a link in the thread, in the chat. It'll automatically hold it as a pending comment, and obviously I can't go in and manage that while I'm doing this. So, that's why you tried to post your link and it didn't work. Yeah, let's accept this task. Let's give it a try. So, I'm guessing we're using our own equipment rather than equipment that's provided for us, given that we just purchased the 2 things needed for this mission. I suppose it's just as well we didn't actually take these all the way back to the farm now, isn't it? We can drop them off there on the way back, though, once we're done. So, we need the Delphin first. That's the water tanker. Oops. Let's just take a look at the hitch. So we can see we have got a PTO. The details actually look pretty nice. I have to run around the other side. I wish we could jump. I'm so used to being able to jump over equipment and things like that. We can't do that. It's frustrating me. But yeah, that looks kind of nice. You know, the cables look really good. So where are we headed? Goddamn emails constantly popping up. Just show me the information on the screen. That really does now start to get very frustrating, having to constantly open up the tablet every time, or every 30 seconds, just to open a new email. Are we going to fill up at the watering hole? Can I actually fill up this way, or have I shortcut somewhere where I probably shouldn't have done? I think I have. Yeah, I've turned in way too early. Let's follow the path around. I've got a greenhouse just over there by the look of it. Bouncing up and down on this road here. There's another one there, look. Oh, look, we're back at the farm. There's that wheat field that we harvested earlier. Where is this water? It's a bit of a trek. Oh, is that solar panels? If that's supposed to be solar panels, then they're missing the actual panels. Maybe we have to actually pay for those later. Oops, I just crashed into... I just crashed into electrical boxes. Yeah, there's nothing there, look. That's a bit odd. Oh, wait, look. I bet we have to actually purchase or, you know, do something here before we can actually get them. They're just the frames, and we actually have to install the panels later. We've seen, you know, we've got like the foundations of sheds where we can walk up and we can build a shed at a later point. I bet that's the same kind of thing. That's the frames where we can install solar panels in the future. So here's our water points. Okay, transfer water. There we go. Now we need to fill the tank at the orchard, so drive back the way we've just come. I've got 4 emails waiting now. Yeah, I will add links to the video once I've finished recording. Well, once I've finished streaming, I'll go in and I'll stick a fancy thumbnail on so people can see what it is, and I'll put some links in the description so they can see where they can purchase. If anyone has sort of links for Xbox that they want to provide, that I can stick those in there if people want Xbox links. If you message me on my Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/JimBobPlaysGames, all one word, then I can obviously retrieve that information and then, you know, add that, copy paste it straight into the video description for you. Right, am I facing the wrong way? Is that going to be an issue? No, it's not. Wow, it's a fast unload. Right, so that was the first task. Now we need to go and get the sprayer. Kind of don't want to have to take this back to the store. I want to take this back to the farm. You can see we've got 21 hours and 38 minutes remaining on our job. That's a little stopwatch there to show off how long is left on this job. We had a 24-hour window to do it. I wonder if we get a time bonus if we get it done nice and quickly. Where is the farm? It was this way, wasn't it? Oh, no, I made a mistake there. Did not mean to pull the full map up. Yeah, it's a bit of a... again, I'm trying to play like I'm playing on Farming Simulator. I was hoping there might be a larger sort of mini-map that we could pop up. And there isn't. So, a little bit of a shame there. I've just turned the wipers on trying to activate cruise control. L1, R1 and circle. That did not do what I wanted it to do. There we go, that's cruise control on. Yeah, sure, Jay. Send the USA links as well. Might as well. Thank you for that. I will add all that relevant information into the... hello. Automatic hydration there. That was kind of cool to just catch the end of that. That was, you know, we just filled the water up in the tanker. Right, let's reopen the chat window. There we go, right. Driving a little bit crazy. When has my driving ever been any good? You see me crash in Farming Sim all the time, so you shouldn't be surprised I'm crashing in this as well. Let's go back to the orchard with the fertilizer. Trying to see where... there we go. Where we parked our trailer. Let's see. Fertilizer, $800. I don't know if that's a lot. I'm guessing, given that we only got 3,000 for our wheat, I'm guessing 800 is quite a lot. But I suppose it's all relative, depending on the price of the crops that we can actually bring in over here. We're only going to get paid 1,000 actually. So if we, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Oops, I did not mean to do that. That's what I meant to do. Again, trying to switch the view using Giant's controls. Sprinkle. And there's those sprinklers there, look, you can see. Oh, that's kind of cool. And we can see on the information panel on the side, look, water level, sprinkling level, water storage. Do I have the different outfit pack? Yes. If you've just joined the stream earlier at the beginning... oh, no, wait. Stop sprinkling. There we go. At the start of the stream, we did play about with... you know, choices of shirt and colour and clothing, and there were some interesting choices available. We've just gone for a slightly more traditional kind of, you know, Giant style blue check shirt with jeans and a blue cap. But yeah, we could change our hat, we could change our shirt, we could change our trousers, and we could also change the colour of our shoes from black to brown, or vice versa. Gotta get used to these controls. I keep trying to do Giant controls. I mean, that's natural. You play one game for so long that those controls just become muscle memory. And then when you try and do something else, your brain takes a second to adjust. How's it running? Well, see for yourself. I mean, this is just, you know, standard PS4 performance. You know, it's not... It may be running slightly smoother because I mean, I'm using a Pro, but there's no enhanced graphics running on this. It's not in 4K. It's just standard 1080p. There is a new super sampling mode that is available on PS4 Pros, which help you to kind of scale to 4K and then downsize to fit a 1080p display, which is a feature that wasn't previously available. That's turned off because I tried doing that for my Oakfield and Oregon Springs map tours, and those videos, you know, while they looked great while I was driving around, when I actually, you know, uploaded the videos, I didn't realise until it was too late. They actually blurred a lot of the videos. Every time we panned the camera, it got quite blurry, so I've turned off super sampling. It's saying I don't need to... I wasn't even paying attention to the minimap. Thank you for that comment. I was just not paying attention whatsoever. Yeah. I'm not used to an interactive minimap. Again, I'm just used to it just being there, just to kind of show things. You can actually see, looking at the minimap there, every tree that we spray turns blue. That's really cool. Again, it's just a nice little feature that, you know, could have been in any farming sim game in the past and still hasn't made it there. Another new email. I'm guessing we have finished the job. I'm going to finish spraying the whole thing anyway. Might as well. Get it to 100% sprinkled. There we go. Right, so let's turn that off. 9 emails. Okay. Undertaking side tasks. You found the farmer and unlocked the first side tasks. Approach him to find out how we can... Yeah, we've done that. Changing vehicles dynamically. A new function has been activated. From now on, you can dynamically change your vehicles. Quickly move to a vehicle of your choice. R3 to open the function. L1 and R1 to change a vehicle category. Left stick to choose from the category. Let's try that out. So... I see. We've only got one in each, but we have harvesters and we have cars. That's our 2 categories. Why isn't tractors... Oh, we're already in the tractor. That's why. If I jump into this... Yeah, there's tractors. So this, again, this is a feature that we have been screaming for in Farming Simulator for ages. The ability to group vehicles together and actually choose a nice, easy way to switch between them. I mean, we've kind of got it now, but you have to go in and you have to turn various different filters off to be able to scroll, to select down to what specific pieces of equipment. And then you have to remember to turn them back on again, or else you'll never be able to find them again. This is so much simpler and more straightforward. I really like that. Obviously, we don't have much in the way of equipment, so it's pretty easy to switch between the two. But let's see, pumping water. Yeah, we've done the pumping water. Filling the tank, did that. Spraying the orchard, we did that. Navigation map. You have launched the navigation map for the first time, so here are your instructions. Did we? You have... Moving the viewfinder. Teleport. You can get teleported only to the sheds and fields that you own. Okay. Well, yeah, obviously we've had that in... that's not a new feature for farming games, but... Let's see. Let's find a shed or something that we own. Here we go. Did I do that right? I don't think I did. Sheds. Ah, I see. There we go. Shed number 1. And there we go. I think we just teleported there. Yes, we did. Oh, it took the tractor with us. Ah, now that is different. We can actually reset to a very, very specific point. We've taken the vehicle with us. I wonder if it brings... Well, it's brought the sprayer with us as well, look. That's pretty cool. Do I think Giants will have to step their game up with Pro Farming Simulator coming out tomorrow? Well, this is pure farming. But yes. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, of course I think Giants have to step their game up. Even if this game wasn't coming out tomorrow, / in a couple of hours, yes, Giants need to step their game up. They have to keep evolving the franchise. Otherwise they're going to become stagnant and... it's going to lose ground to just other PC titles like Cattle and Crops that's being worked on. That's still a long way off from being ready, but it's it's making progress. It's getting better and better. So yeah, of course, Giants needs to up their game. They need to do that with every single new version. Every single time there's a sequel game, you have to step your game up a little bit. You have to bring a little bit of change, a little bit of innovation where you can. Farming Sim 15 to Farming Sim 17 is a classic example of that. We saw those new textures coming in. We saw an improved vehicle roster, improved equipment roster. We saw, new crops, new animals. No, not new animals, but changes to the way the animals work. We've got husbandry. We could breed animals. All sorts of different little changes. Whole new mission system, and there'll be changes like that for 19 as well. And it doesn't matter whether this game is coming out tomorrow or not. Those changes still have to happen in every franchise, or else it just becomes stagnant and people stop buying it. Because if nothing changes, why would you buy the new one? Why not just stick with what you've already got? Right, still got mails to read through. Liquid fertilizer. Yes, we've read that. Spraying the orchard. Yes, we've read that. Help in the orchard. Completes 10,000 payment and 200 experience points. Well, as you probably noticed, you were able to start working on the task without delay because you already had the necessary equipment. Remember to think things through and plan every expense. It's best to first find out what equipment is required to complete the task and then go shopping. You receive payments immediately after finishing the tasks. Okay, so what am I supposed to do now? Attach the plow. Where is my plow? Is it over where the icon is? Guessing it might well be. I kind of want a new tractor. Getting a little tired of driving around with this little thing here. And there you can see those are essentially things that we can build to improve our farm by the look of it. Sort of empty foundation blocks. There we go, there's our plough. I like the tyre prints that we're leaving on the ground as well. They look pretty cool. Right, so let's figure out how to use the plough. Received a new mail. This will probably have the instructions. Here we go. Working the plough. R1 and square to unfold. R1 and right stick to lower or raise. R1 and triangle to turn. Okay, so it's going to be a lot more manual control with all these different... Again, it's just going to be learning a whole new set of new controls. So we need to unfold. We need to move the stick down to manually lower it. Let's... Ooh, I'm getting vibration in the pad. That's cool. We've got rumble motors attached. Now, apparently the mechanics for ploughing or the textures have changed. I want to take a look and see if these are 3D. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I think they're 3D. I think they're 3D furrows. It's not the same as having proper dynamic ground, but it's very nice. Let's turn the plough as well. So what was turn the plough? It's triangle, wasn't it? Let's raise and lower, move it up. Do I need to fold it to turn it? Yes. Oh, wow. I've got to fold it to turn it. And then unfold it again. That's a lot of manual steps to remember. Oh, I just disconnected. Whoops. Oh, dear. Again, I pressed the controls to L1 and R1 and circle to lower it as per if I was doing this with... Farming Simulator. Got to get used to these new controls. I like we're getting the dust clouds kicking up as well. Right, so we've made it to the end. So I'm going to manually raise that. I'm not going to bother with turning. Christ, this is a big field for us to plough for the first time ever with such a small little plough. This could take us a little while, so can I hire a worker? Will it let me do that? Being your own boss. After we wrap things up here, you'll be able to work for your own money. Okay, so this looks like the last kind of hand-holding mission. After this, it looks as though we'll be able to kind of make decisions for ourselves, perhaps. Let's lower. Turn on cruise control. Yeah, when you try and turn, you get rumbles through the pad. You're driving in a straight line, that's good. You try and turn against the furrows, you get vibration through the pad. That's kind of nice. That's a nice little touch, a nice little feature. I like that. Right, raise. I'm going to whiz along to the opposite side of the field. This is just going to be quicker than folding, turning, unfolding, and repositioning. I'll just do it like this. This is how I tend to do it in, in Farming Simulator. Why break the habit of a lifetime, eh? Right, so cruise control on. Let's take a look at your chat threads again. What would I rather, this or Farming Sim 17? Well, I have both, so they're different types of game. You can't do a direct comparison, not yet anyway. It's way too early to compare the two. Once I've had a fair bit of time with this game and been able to try out some of the different features and the different modes, then I'll be able to do a better direct comparison. But I don't see any reason why it has to be one or the other. Why can't you have both? You know, they both offer different things. They both offer different experiences. There's no reason why you should deny yourself one and just stick faithfully to the other. Is it worth it, do I think? Yeah, so far. I mean, again, it's early first impressions, but yes, I think it's worth it. I mean, this game is what, £35 for the full game, and if you order before midnight, which is in 2 hours' time, at least here in the UK, then you will get the Germany DLC for free. I have absolutely no idea how much that will cost on its own. I wouldn't have thought it would be horrendously expensive, but you know, money is money. For what I've played of it so far, I have enjoyed it. It is taking a little bit of getting used to. And look, you can't reverse with the plough down. You're going against the plough. It does not like that. You have to lift it. That's kind of cool as well. It's all too easy to just back up with the plough attached in Farming Sim. This, you can't do that. Yeah, these furrows do look really nice, don't they? And this was apparently a recent kind of improvement that was made. Let's try and get some lights on. See things a bit better. This was a recent improvement that was made based on community feedback from people who were sort of testing the game in the sort of pre-release build on PC. I mean, I've been in sort of community Eklund now for several weeks, swapping emails back and forth, and they did actually send me a PC build, which I thanked them for, and then said, unfortunately, I can't do anything with this because I don't have a PC. I have a console, so I've had to wait until today to get my hands on a console release code. But you haven't seen much of full game footage because the review builds were only sent out or made available on Steam first thing this morning, and there was also an embargo for the first couple of hours of the day as well. That embargo finished about 12 hours ago, I think. 11 hours ago, something like that. Maybe even 13 hours ago, thinking about it. But yeah, this is the full release. This is exactly what you'll see tomorrow if you buy the game. And who knows, there may even be a day one patch as well. I didn't have one to install myself. At least I don't think I did. It was installing in the background while I was recording tomorrow's episode of Fent Farm, which I still need to edit later tonight. That'll be fun. But the only sort of little update I had was to install the Germany DLC. I don't remember seeing a patch that was made available as well. Depends if that was coded into the digital release version. So disc people, if you're getting it on disc, you may have a day one patch. Depends when those discs were pressed. So as I say, this is a recent change, this plow texture. So if it's not in the disc code, then that is something that will need to be, I think, patched with an update. I didn't see what the original version of this plow texture looked like, but I had seen a screenshot of what it looked like now. And that's definitely 3D, I think. And if it's not 3D, it's doing a damn good job of looking 3D. Much better than we've got on Farming Sim 17. But you can't plow it. You can't turn the turn with the plow down. By the look of it, it'll fight you all the way if you try and do that. So if we try and turn here, you can hear my paddle rumble like crazy. Really doesn't... Oop, sorry, just bumping my pop filter there. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, it really does not like it when you try and turn against. You get a lot of rumbling in the pad. And that's a really nice little feature. Because obviously you wouldn't want to do that in real life. You would damage your plow, I think. These are designed to kind of run in straight lines. So we've made a bit of a mess on that field there with that little demonstration there. And apologies for the loud knocking noises there as I kept catching my pop filter with the controller. Yeah, this is a job that's going to take a little while, so I need a much more powerful tractor. I do, but I also need a bigger plow. This tractor is fine for this plow, but this is still the default sort of tutorial stuff that we've been given, so this is the last, I think, tutorial job. Beyond this, we're going to be doing a little bit of seeding. And actually, was that cedar that we saw just around the corner? Was that our Great Plains cedar from Farming Sim 17 that I spotted? Let's have a quick look in the shed. It is. Let's jump out and take a closer look at this. Again, I wish we had a torch. And this looks good as well. I like that. Again, look how big everything looks in comparison to us. Now that we actually have an avatar on the screen, it really does make a huge difference. I think we're going to get avatars like this in Farming Sim 19, given that we're going to have fully customizable avatars that you will never ever see yourself. Other people will see in multiplayer. It does kind of seem to suggest that perhaps we will have a 3D on-screen avatar like this. Whether there's an option to turn that on or off, I don't know. Again, we don't really know anything about Farming Sim 19 yet, but how big the JCB is. Well, hopefully, we'll see a little bit later. We are a third of the way through this field, and once you start getting into a rhythm, it's not too bad. Someone's saying to check the controls for a flashlight. I've had a quick look earlier and I didn't see any controls for a flashlight. I'll have another look again next time we get out. See if I can see something. Do we think there'll be more vehicle DLC, like more tractors and trucks coming out? Well, I would imagine there'll be extra DLC to support this game in the future. The game itself isn't even out yet, guys. I mean, come on. Are we really that concerned about upcoming DLC for a game that, you know, still officially isn't even out yet? Yeah, can we not just enjoy the equipment that we have already, you know, before we start, you know, looking at new stuff to come in the future? I haven't seen anything to, you know, about what's going to come in the future. I would be very amazed if there is no DLC. I mean, even Real Farm by Sedesco has had 2 pieces of DLC, a new map and the potato pack. So, yeah, there'll be DLC for this in the future. Some may be free, some we may well have to pay for. Details of which I have no idea at this moment. But as I say, the game isn't even out yet, and already people are asking about DLC. I mean, can we just not look too far into the future and just actually spend some time with the game itself? It's the same with every game these days. You know, people want to know what's coming out in the future as DLC. It's like, can we not just spend some time with the base game first of all before we start worrying about the DLC? It just seems like there's too much of a focus on extra stuff. You know, I'd like to spend some time with what we actually do get and play about with that. I mean, there's a whole load of equipment for us to try out. It would be a shame to kind of just gloss over that. Lowering the plow is slow. It's really quick and easy to get it lifted up, but it takes a little while for it to lower down again. Oh, why do they have to give us such a long-winded job? Why do they have to give us such a big field to plough with such a small plough? Oh, looked away for a second and immediately kind of wobbled. Oh, what's going on here? We just stopped ploughing. We've kind of ploughed, but we haven't ploughed. What the hell has happened there? Oh, wait. Yeah, what's going on? Why has it stopped ploughing? Is this a bug? Perhaps? Let's try ploughing on this side of the field and see what happens. Yeah, look at that, look. It's just stopped. We've done something. What has happened here? What has gone wrong? We're ploughing, but we're not ploughing. The texture is showing through above, or the stubble is showing above the plough texture. I'm not really sure what is going on here. Are we still actually ploughing the field? We're at 50%. Is it going up? Maybe that might be the problem. No, 51. Oh, this was all going so well, and now we seem to have a pretty major bug. And I have absolutely no idea what's causing it. Let me try detaching. Right. Oh, wait. There we go. Look. The textures are back. I looked away for 2 seconds. Reattaching seems to have fixed whatever that bug was. Very strange. Alright, let's lower the plough. It's doing it again, look. That's odd. I'll have to email some footage to Ola, I think. Let me just... Let's see if that happens again. Let's detach the plough. Reattach it. That hasn't come back this time. Yeah, I don't know what caused that. Someone's asking, is ploughed ground still flat like Farming Simulator? It doesn't look it. It looks 3D. We've got time controls. Yeah, there's no torch control. We can hide the menu, which is kind of cool. Do I have to buy a torch? Looking to see if there's anything special about tools like a torch or anything like that. Maybe that's our reward for collecting 100 sapphires. It's a torch. Functionalities, maybe. Player progression path. No vehicles that need to be... Torch. No, there's nothing here about a torch, so we don't have one. But it's really hard to tell now because it is night. But these textures do look very, very nice indeed. It does look 3D. I can't tell for definite, but you do see a change in elevation as we step onto the field and drive onto the field. Beyond that, it's then kind of like a flat surface, I think. But see for yourself. I mean, it looks very, very good indeed. It definitely looks a lot better than what we have with Farming Simulator. Let's get some lights on. Lower the plough. It's still doing this weird thing where it's keeping the texture on top of the furrows. I don't understand why it's doing this. I'm not entirely sure whether, you know, something changed or it's just a bug. I'm guessing it's just a bug. I don't think we've changed anything in the way that we've been going about ploughing the field. And we have seen them come back, you know, a little bit later on, so my guess is the same thing will happen. You know, we'll make these kind of furrows and then eventually they will just appear properly and the top texture will disappear. But expect this bug to get fixed. You know, this isn't going to be something that's going to stay and stay and stay and never get addressed. This will get flagged straight away, and this will get fixed as quickly as they can get it fixed. And let's face it, what game ever releases without some kind of bug? You know, anytime EA release a game, you know, it's 50-50 as to whether it'll even be playable. You know, sometimes, you know, the games will be so full of horrendous bugs because they rush everything out to market so quickly. They have to stick to their release windows, whether the game is finished and ready or not. And we're the ones that suffer for it with endless, you know, patches that fix a bug but break something else, and then I see, Ricky, there you're complaining about not being able to reverse with the plough. That's deliberate. You're not supposed to be able to reverse with a plough in the ground. And the vibration in the controller is, you know, to simulate you going against the furrows a bit and putting strain on your rear attacher. I think it's a really clever feature. I really like it. I need gas. Oh yes, I do. I've only got 5 gallons left. Thank you for that, Rough House Gaming. Where is the nearest gas? Let's zoom out a bit if I can. What was zoom out? There we go. So we've got fuel there. Is there fuel around here? I don't think we have a fuel dump at our farm yet. So it looks as though we're going over here. Right, let's move this back towards the field. There we go, we'll detach that. And we'll go top up. Get some more petrol. Or gasoline. Or fuel, whatever you want to call it. Red diesel. Is this game only in English? No, this is multi-language, and it's obviously something you'll have to choose in your settings. I mean, they've put out, you know, every time they release a video on their YouTube channel, for the game, Techland release it in like 6 or so different languages. So sometimes I get a notification about one in Italian. Sometimes I get one in German, and very rare do I ever seem to actually get a notification about one going out in English. Right, so will that automatically disappear when we get to it? Is it going to stay there? Oh, no. There we go. A new trophy. Precise sat-nav. Nice. So we hit the marker. And it does look as though it's caused it to actually disappear and switch itself off. That's good. I don't want to have to keep manually going back in and turning markers back on and off again. See there, another sort of bay of all of those empty empty frames there for solar panels. Something that we'll have to buy in the future, no doubt. And there we go, look, see, those furrows have now been filled in. So the top texture, which wasn't disappearing, has now disappeared. It's very strange why it's doing that. I wonder if it's still doing that. I wonder if it's something to do with the fact that we're ploughing at night. Let's... oh, I've just detached, haven't I? Yep. God damn it. Stop playing with Giant's controls. Does a wheel work with this game? I don't know, honestly, is the answer. I have a wheel, but it isn't set up at the moment, so I will do a check at some point. Probably it won't be until the weekend, but I will at some point test with my G29 and see if that does work. I imagine it probably will. Still getting that issue of the textures on the top surface not disappearing. Very, very odd. Please don't spam the same thing over and over again in the chat. Hard to see whether I'm actually going in a straight line as to what's going on with these textures. We still have a little bit left of this field to go. But I don't want to end up just keep ploughing the same stretch of land over and over again, because I can't see where I have and haven't been yet. When is my next Fent Farm video? Tomorrow. I finished recording it earlier today before getting ready to do this stream tonight. So I need to edit that later once I finish streaming. And then that'll go live tomorrow at 7 in the evening, as is the usual kind of time for releases now. And then don't forget, obviously, we've got the Roper DLC coming out tomorrow. Alright, again, that actually goes live in a couple of hours as well. A lot of stuff going live tomorrow. You know, there's this game that goes live at midnight. The Roper DLC goes live at midnight. Some stuff for City Skylines goes live at midnight. There's a lot of stuff all happening on the same day. I'm going to be very busy over the next couple of weeks. A lot of stuff that needs to get done. Instead of American Midwest on Wednesday, we're going to have a special episode of Big Bud Farm. We have a big beet field that is ready and waiting to be harvested, so we'll be putting the Roper DLC to work on that. I'll be recording that tomorrow. That'll go live on Wednesday, and then we will continue to use the Roper DLC on some of our other farms in the future as well. I am planning on adding the Roper DLC into Fent Farm as that farm progresses. down to the last few passes. We're actually making pretty good time on this now. It's hard, again, it's not easy to see because of this bug that we're experiencing. Not easy to see exactly where we've ploughed and whether we're lining up properly or not on the next pass. I might drive away again in a second and come back, see if that kind of clears, at least clears this section that we've just done. Yeah, let's do that. Let's drive away a little bit. Is there follow me? No, that's a script written as a mod for PC. It's not going to be a feature in this game, I don't think. Can I get other people to do the work for us, like in Farming Simulator? Yes, you can hire workers, but we're still in the tutorial phase of the campaign at this moment, so it hasn't given us the option to hire workers. It's still teaching us how to drive the equipment and use the different tools. Once we kind of get through that, you know, yes, we will then have the ability to hire workers. And if you go straight into free farm, if you kind of, once you've got the controls sussed and you go into that, then yes, you can hire workers right from the offset. Those have not cleared away, so we'll just have to keep soldiering on like this until this field is ploughed. We haven't got much of it to do. You can see we're at 86%. Trying to see where it is that we've been. I think it's just here is where we need to line up. It's taking a little while to get used to these slightly different controls, just simply because, as I say, the farming sim controls are so ingrained in me. We have a new email. Looks like we've completed our plough task. I can see on the mini-map though, again, I keep forgetting, the mini-map is interactive. You can actually see the furrows being created, look, on the mini-map, which is a really cool little feature. We lower the plough down. You can actually see those furrows appearing behind the white arrow to indicate where we are on the field. I like that. That's such a cool little thing. What do I think of the game so far? I haven't really played that much of it. Say we've just gone into, you know, my first farm, the campaign, and we're just playing through these tutorial sections, which are the opening kind of missions. And once we get through these, it'll then open up, you know, us. It'll just cut us loose and let us do what we want to do. But it's trying to teach us the basics of, you know, working the fields, working the tools, navigating around through the menus. So we haven't really had that much of a chance to form a proper opinion of the game yet, because we haven't seen enough of the game yet. We haven't played enough of the game yet. We're literally just doing, you know, a first few tutorials. But on first glance, first impressions of what I've seen so far, I like it. It's not the same as Farming Simulator. It does have its own unique kind of personality. It's not a cookie cutter you know, copy. It does try and do things a little bit differently. And yeah, apart from this weird bug that, say, we're experiencing on this plough texture, so far this is the only problem I've seen. Everything else has been pretty smooth. You know, we've had no real performance issues, no massive lag spikes or anything like that. It's been nice, smooth running all the way through. And I've enjoyed it. So there we go. We have finished ploughing. Let's see. What was it? Fold the plough. There we go. park this back up here. It's filthy, but who cares? We can clean it another time. So lower and drop. There we go. Let's pick up the cedar. I'm guessing we're going to have to go off and fill this up somewhere. Who knows, maybe they provided the seed for us. No, no seed. Right. Too many emails in this tutorial section. Far too many. Fill the cedar with wheat. To go to the wheat pallet just next to the shed. Stop the cedar right by it and fill it with grain. Ah, there we go. That's our fill point just there. So, wheat. There we go. Interestingly enough, it doesn't appear that we're putting fertilizer in this thing, unless it's going to give us that in a second. Now that we've got a full cedar, we can start sowing. First drive to the edge, lower, and that's pretty much it, just as we did with... Yeah, so it looks as though we're not adding fertilizer with this. I wonder if it'll give us that option. We've got a fertilizer tower just here, look. Nope. This is a seed-only cedar, by the look of it, even though we know that this cedar can take fertilizer as well. Okay. So let's see what the seeding looks like. Work. Is this seeding? It sounds like it's seeding. I don't know if this is supposed to change the texture. I mean, we've obviously got issues with textures at the moment going on. I don't know what's gone wrong with this field. Ricky, you've obviously done a little bit of seeding already on this. Did you get a different texture when you seeded? Yeah, someone suggested restarting the game. Let's try that. Let's save so we don't lose the progress that we have made, because I don't want to have to work my way all the way back to here again. Let's quit to main menu and try reload. Oh, no, my game's crashed.